I've chosen this place because it's specifically one of the black churches. So it's one of the churches set up and organised and run by the black community in Leytonstone. And certainly my family, I'm not a Christian, I don't have any faith myself, but certainly when I was growing up, visiting the churches and going to church was quite important. It was very important for my family, particularly older members of my family, and I can understand why it was important to them. Particularly during those early days, the 60s, the 70s, the black churches represented a welcome, a place where you knew you'd be welcomed and you'd meet other people who had similar experiences from you, similar background to you, who understood the kind of things that you were going through and experiencing. And when outside in the community, whether it be in the schools or at work or elsewhere, you might not always get such a warm welcome. There was certainly a lot of discrimination and prejudice, and you'd certainly experience that. But in the black churches, at least it was a place where, that did not occur, and people who'd experienced those things could find some sort of safety or some place of peace away from that sort of thing. And what's interesting is the war memorial there, which is there to commemorate, obviously, men and women of the area who died during world wars, particularly the First World War and the Second World War. And at school, what was interesting was I was never taught about the fact that there were black people involved in the First and Second World War. And that was a real shame. And I had to go away after school and research and find out myself about the contribution that people made from Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, to the defeat of fascism in the Second World War, but also they contributed in the First World War as well. And so these churches were a place where people who experienced that kind of thing in education, as I said, and elsewhere, there was a place where you could see positive role models, people who were doing things positive in the community, setting up youth clubs or organising church groups, and you could see black people doing positive things in the community. And it was a place where, as I said, you'd be able to meet people, talk to people who understood what you were going through, what you were experiencing. So these churches, for me, are very important, and they still provide a very valuable service to the community. For example, this church here will be having a Black History Month events going on. Some of them free, so people can just pop in, learn a lot, find out a lot more. So I think it's a very valuable part of the community. And when we're talking about the environment, I think churches like this are a very important part of the fabric of the local environment.